Hello, hello. Okay, the title is kind of a lie. Well, I set the title like 2 hours ago, so it was gonna be like a really early stream, but then I laid in bed. Then I laid down in my bed, um, and the 2 hours, well, 2 hours went by, and now we're here. I wouldn't really call this an early stream anymore. This is about like a average time stream. Like a late stream for me is like anything past midnight. Hello, Pixel. And then like I would say like an early stream would be like 10 o'clock my time or earlier would be an early stream. I don't know why, but for some reason, like my body is heating up like really rapidly right now. I'm hoping it's not a fever, because it's actually kind of alarming how hot my body is like becoming right now. So fingers crossed that it's nothing. It's nothing. Um, hope everyone is doing good on this. Was this Tuesday night? There is a lot of people live right now. I have a lot of oompies live right now. The ASMR category is popping around this time of night. Okay, so what did we accomplish today? Hello, Mordred Pendragon. Good evening. Today, okay, you guys aren't gonna believe this. Well, today I went to work at like a somewhat reasonable time. Like I actually woke up like 30 minutes before my alarm went off. So I went to work at a somewhat reasonable time. I didn't go to work like right at 9 o'clock. I ended up just going to work at like 10 o'clock and skipping my lunch break again. But like other than that, like I was, today was like the most normal day I've had in a long time, other than the lunch break thing. I lived. That's what you accomplished today. Hey, for a lot of people, that's a that's a lot. Good job. Good job. For a first time streamer, but your model is really nice and cute. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You can see the artist in my credits. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I was pretty productive at work today. I'm happy about that. When today was leg day, and I think my strength has already plateaued, which is like not like surprising because I'm trying to, like I'm losing weight, but I kind of was hoping to get a little bit stronger. Like I've only been working out, at least like in the most recent run, like a little bit over a month now, and you're telling me my strength already plateaued. Like that kind of sucks. But yeah, I guess as long as I don't like lose strength, it's fine. You can only you can only gain so much strength when you're in a calorie deficit. Very proud of my victory, thank you. And then after the gym, oh, today's a guy at my gym. he gave me advice on my Romanian deadlift form. He just like came up to me like, hey, could I give you some advice? I was like, oh, sure. I think like if someone, now I'm a little self-conscious about it, because if someone just like comes out of the blue and gives you advice on your form, it must be really bad form or something. Like, I wonder if he was concerned that I would hurt myself. I didn't think my form was that bad, but maybe it is. Thank you for the alert, Gal. I've always not had the greatest form in general when it comes to like exercising, especially like compound lifts. I mean, I can squat. Like, I mean, but that's pretty like simple, right? It's always been like the deadlift things that I've like not done properly. I think I've gotten a lot better at it over the years though. But yeah, so gym was mid. I got home. There was actually not that much mail to open today. So I got through my mail in like maybe like 20 minutes. And then what else? That's common gym culture, is it? I don't know about that. I can count on one hand how many people have like come up to me and given me advice on my form. Like at least the gyms I go to, that's still not very common. Yeah, and then I took a shower and I cooked dinner. I'm kind of embarrassed to say that so after I cooked dinner, I put it all, like immediately I put all the food in like a Tupperware. Like literally right after I'm done cooking it, I transfer it from my pan to the Tupperware, and in my infinite clumsiness, I dropped a little bit of my food on the floor, and like that was a moment of extreme despair for me. I think if it wasn't for that, my day would have been pretty good. If it wasn't for that, I think it would have been like, I would have called it like a great day, but now it's just a good day. Because I dropped a little bit of my spaghetti on the floor. Unironically. Okay, and then, okay, I don't know if anyone here, like my biggest pet peeve lately is Facebook Marketplace. You'd crash out. Well, I only lost like a little bit of it, but like growing up, like in a home where like I was like taught not to be wasteful, it really bothers me when I like, when I have to throw food away. So that wasn't fun. But anyways, going back to Facebook Marketplace, I've been trying to sell some stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and it is actually disgusting how like I'm gonna give you my experience, right? And this is like probably everyone experiences this. So basically, I have this thing listed, and it's more than a reasonable price. Like I have this thing listed at like a good amount under what it's actually worth. And what I mean by that is like if I were to sell this thing online, like on eBay, instead of like selling it over Facebook Marketplace, I'm confident like the moment I list it, it would sell in like an hour. Like so that's to say like I am giving these people like a good deal, right? And still they try to like it's already a pretty good deal, and still they try to like bargain with me, and I'm like, bro. Like it's already a good deal. How like do you want me to just give it to you for free at this point? Like, come on. So like my analogy is this, right? Imagine you listed a $100 bill for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and you listed it for sale for $90. Like, someone would message you, be like, "Hi, would you do 80?" So that'd be like, that happens a lot. And then other people come around like, "Hey, would you be willing to trade your $100 for my bag of rocks?" It's like, no, I don't know. I want money. I don't want your garbage. And like, the funny thing is, like, even the people that offer you trades are lowballing you. Like, they're not even giving, like, most of the time, they don't even give you like the equivalent value in other goods. It's usually less, like, it's usually worth less, and it's something that like it's a lot harder to get rid of. I don't know. I feel like, I guess like, shoot your shot, I guess, but like, like you have to have some common sense, right? Like it's like if I list something for however much money and you significantly like offer me less, I'm gonna tell you no, and you just wasted both of our time. well, it's more like you wasted my time more than yours because you were hoping I might say yes, right? Um, and it's just like, in that sense, it's kind of like disrespectful because it's like, most of these people know that like they're lowballing you, right? It's like if you were to swap the positions around, they obviously wouldn't take their offer, right? So it's just like annoying. Like they just like make the offer just to make the offer, even if they know there's like maybe a 1% chance. Thank you for the head pats, Jose. Like maybe like the smallest probability that the person might accept when they obviously would not. Like, oh goodness, it's just so annoying. I think it's also because like I think also like 90% of the people that like are trying to, or okay, maybe not 90%, but like maybe at least half of the people trying to buy stuff are just trying to like resell it. So that's why they give you like a low ball offer, because they want to sell it for the difference to make a little bit of money, right? Like I'm trying to like sell my item to someone that will actually use it, not just someone who's gonna flip it for money. So hopefully it doesn't take this like that long. I actually I have one experience with Facebook Marketplace. I sold my old well, before I upgraded to my GTX 5080, I had a 9070 XT. And okay, mind you, I believe I listed it on Facebook Marketplace for $500. Okay, and at the time, it like a brand new one would cost you $700, I believe, for the same model. Or maybe it was 600. I don't remember. Maybe it was like 630. Hold on, let me see. But anyways, it was a good deal, right? Like I only like had the graphics card. Yeah, no, it was 700. I had only had this graphics card like maybe 2 weeks, so it's like pretty close to brand new, right? Like I did use it, but like I was selling a $700 graphics card for $500, and I got so many lowballs. It took me like 3 weeks to actually find someone who was gonna buy it to put it in their computer. Like, hey, I would not use Facebook Marketplace if I didn't want to like be hassled with like packaging stuff. Like I'm like definitely afraid if I used eBay, I would like send somebody something and it would like get broken in the mail or what have you, and then they'll get like really mad at me. Hi Melty, hello, how are you? Have you been well? So that's why I don't want to like. So kind of selling stuff on eBay is kind of a hassle, right? Like if I sell something on Facebook Marketplace, I just have to like, well, like for what I'm selling, I tell them to like come to my apartment complex, and obviously I don't meet them at my apartment. Like I meet them at like the little front office. Like basically, if I sell something, I just have to walk out there and hand it to them. They give me the money, it's done, right? If you sell something on eBay, you have to manage the listing. You have to get a box. You have to get like shipping supplies, and then you have to ship it. And fingers crossed, nothing happens to it in the mail. And like some of the things I'm selling are what I would consider to be like fragile things. So I'm also kind of afraid, like I don't think I'm ever gonna get robbed. I mean, obviously, like it'd be kind of brazen for someone to try and rob me in broad daylight and like in the public area. So I'm not afraid of that, but I am a little afraid of like people like being like really assertive. Like I'm afraid that someone's gonna tell me they'll buy it for however much, and then when they see me in person, they're gonna try and like haggle me on the spot. And let me tell you guys, I am not very assertive in person. Like, chances are, if they made me uncomfortable enough, I would probably fold just to like get myself out of the situation. So, also, I don't know if it's really common, but I decided not to like accept cash because like I don't even want there to be a risk of like me like getting handed like counterfeit money. I imagine like even on Facebook Marketplace that's extremely rare, but I don't really even want to chance it. Yeah, so that is basically what the Fox has been up to. I've just been like all of that is like my side hustle thing I've been telling you guys about, or like I open a bunch of mail and then like I basically sell a bunch of crap locally. But I'm happy to like have something else to do. I feel like these days I have a good balance. Like I'm productive enough during the day to keep myself happy, but I still give myself like a couple hours or a few hours to do the things that like I genuinely enjoy, like streaming. I think I could keep this up for quite a while. Like my coworkers are cool, so I think like I don't see myself getting tired of my job anytime soon. My side gig is starting to like take off, so that's cool. And like obviously I've been meeting so many cool people on Twitch lately that like it just kind of brings me back every time. Although even I'm aware that like every streamer eventually kind of like plateaus in like their growth. I feel like I've already kind of experienced that before, like when I was streaming video games, so I'm not like too concerned about that. Like I'm only really concerned about that, like of the ability for me to like meet new people. I don't really know what to talk about today. I mean, today was like the definition of an average day for me, and it's Tuesday. Like Monday kind of has some character because it's like the first day of the week. Wednesday is like the middle day, and Thursday is the day before Friday. But Tuesday is like no one cares about Tuesday, you know? I recently ordered these like, I don't know if they actually do anything, so Tuesdays are homie. Okay, like I take just to like for the record, I take creatine, fish oil, and a multivitamin, and that's it. Other than my medication, right? Oh, I guess I also take like magnesium. And like the only thing, like if I had to like keep something out of all those things, like if I had to choose one thing, I'd probably keep the multivitamin. But anyways, it's like the things I have, I feel like are like pretty adequate for my needs. Like I don't think I would get much value out of adding anything else, right? But like I recently had like a coupon on this random website, and so I used the coupon to order some let me pull it up. It's what was it called? Oh, here it is. I found it. Carolyle Moringa Green Superfood 6000 mg. I have no idea what this is, but like I had this coupon, and this was like the only thing that like I could buy with the coupon because it's like $10, and it like I feel like 99% of supplements are not worth it. Like this one, I have no idea what it does, but you know, I'm hoping it just makes me healthy. I think like most of my friends are pretty like minimalistic when it comes to supplements. I do have one friend that has like all kinds of weird stuff. Like he has like literally a shelf full of different supplements, and I don't even think he takes them. I don't even know why he bought them. I think he must have went on like a health craze and bought a bunch of crap, and then like never like went back to it. Hello, Furious92. Hello. Hi. Hi. Hello, hi. My friend's dad, I thought this was so strange. My friend's dad, he has like beetroot powder. That was like the strangest thing I've ever seen. Right? Let's look up the benefits of beetroot powder. Hello. How are you on this fine Tuesday? Thank you for the follow. Okay. Wait, why didn't that show up on my main screen? What? Uh-oh. Oh wait, it's because I was hiding it. Whoops. Alright, here we go. Beetroot powder is one of the better supported supplements for improving endurance and blood flow. Wait, really? What? Main benefits of beetroot powder: may lower blood pressure, can improve endurance exercise, may increase blood flow to the brain, provides antioxidants. Hold on guys, I might need to get some beetroot powder. Okay, something else that my friend's dad does that's so weird. Apparently, maybe I'm misremembering this because it sounds so silly. Okay, I'm trying to hold in my laughter because we're doing ASMR. Apparently, it's better for you if when you cook rice, you don't eat it immediately. Apparently it's better for you if you cook rice and then you let it sit in the fridge for a day. Supposedly 1 day old rice is healthier for you than fresh rice. And that was like, when I heard that the first time, I was like, there's no way. Like, let's ask ChatGPT. Is 1 day old rice better for you? Well, it can be slightly better for you in one specific way. When cooked, rice is cooled and stored in the refrigerator. Some of its starch changes into resistant starch. Resistant starch isn't fully digested in the small intestine, so it lowers the effective calorie content slightly, causes a smaller blood sugar spike, acts somewhat like fiber, and can feed beneficial gut bacteria. Hi Kyle, I'm doing good. Today was a good day for me, other than like dropping a little bit of my spaghetti on the ground. But other than that, today was pretty good. We're talking about supplements. If anyone here takes supplements, please share with the class if it's something that's a bit out there. Like, does anyone here have any I don't want to use the word strange, any uncommon rituals they do to maintain their health? Supplements? Supplements. Hello, Dr. Fujitsu. Hello. I think that the strangest thing, I think most of the things I do are pretty common. The strangest thing, or the most uncommon thing I probably do for my health is I meditate. Probably. Because I actually don't know that many people that do it. Um. mm, yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm just like interested in like. I wonder if there's like any like really beneficial supplements that I'm missing out on. You listen to lectures for your health. Oh, I mean, I can kind of understand that. For your mental health. Mm-hmm. Mm, not that it's bad, but it's soothing. That's fair. Mm, well, the other thing though is like you don't want to have too many supplements, or it actually starts becoming like a chore to take them all. Like during my first meal of the day, I eat 2 gummies and then I take 3 pills, or I guess technically 4 pills. Like in a given day, I'll take, let's see, 5. Um, in a given day, I'll have swallowed 8 pills. Most of those being supplements, and only one of those being like medication. Yeah, so you don't want to like have too many. I take Viagra. Does this count? Oh my god, why would you say this? TMI, TMI, TMI. TMI. Keep it safe for work, please. Is there anything? I don't know. Oh, I used to take vitamin D, but then I realized that like taking vitamin D and taking a multivitamin is kind of redundant. So I stopped doing that. I know you're supposed to like, ideally you get all your like nutrients and vitamins or whatever from a variety of foods, but like it's kind of impractical to have a large variety of vegetables, at least fresh vegetables, right? Like a lot of vegetables you can't buy in small quantities. So like if you really wanted a wide variety of vegetables, you would have like a lot of vegetables, and like you'd have to cook them all before they go bad. So like that's why now, even now, I'm eating more vegetables than I ever have. I just cycle between like broccoli, spinach, and carrots. But even then, I know like that's still not a huge variety. Vitamin B12 is good for mosquitoes? Wait, what? Really? How does that work? Does it like make you unappealing to bugs or something? How does that make any sense? Can they like smell the B12 in your veins? I've never heard of this. I don't think. Oh, okay. My diet is definitely not the most well-rounded, but I wouldn't consider myself like. I'm pretty sure I'm not malnourished in any way. Hello, Bear Spare Noodles. Hello, hello. Good evening to you. Welcome to the Felt Den. Guys, now that I look at it, I'm not really sure canonically who the person behind me is. Like, or the fox. Is that supposed to be me? Or is that like a friend of mine? Or is that like my dad? Like, what's the headcanon for who the fox is behind me in the tree? I need to think about that. You take 3 meds and 2 gummies for your immune system? Are the gummies like multivitamins? What are they? If you don't mind me asking. Oh, is it vitamin C for a chance? Oh, okay. I don't know if you guys have ever had frozen bananas, but if you have never tried frozen bananas, you should. Like, stores will sell you sliced frozen bananas, and it's like, when I tried it for the first time, I was like, wait a minute, like, why have I, like, how did I not, like, how am I just discovering this now? Like, you can keep them, like, forever, or not forever, but for a while, because they're frozen, right? and they taste sweeter than than like fresh bananas because they're frozen at their like peak ripeness, and you get the benefit that like it's cold when you eat it, which like I like. Like if I eat cold bananas, I can kind of pretend, or if I eat frozen bananas, I can kind of pretend it's almost like a banana ice cream or something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So yeah, highly recommend frozen bananas for those who've never tried it. Mm-hmm. Oh. Good. Just when you're in your bed, came out here and enjoy felt voices. Oh. I hope you have a good rest. I hope your sleep is. Oh, thank you for the headbands, JRO. I hope you sleep well and you don't wake up in the middle of the night and you wake up and you don't feel groggy. I hope you sleep uninterrupted and you wake up right at the end of a sleep cycle. That is what I'm wishing for you. Mm-hmm. And I hate it when you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't fall back asleep. That has got to be one of the most frustrating things ever. Okay, wait, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, like supplements. If you wake up at the end of the sleep cycle, I would be late for work. Okay, maybe not then. Oh, okay. Something I've also been getting better at. Okay, now personally, I don't buy into it that much. But I have been trying to like. I don't want to like debate this by any means, but I have been trying to like eat less red meat. Which is like why right now my ratio of like I used to like eat chicken. Like I used to alternate between chicken and beef basically. Oh, thank you for the follow. But now, like, it's like I'll eat chicken for 2 days in a row and then have beef, for example. And that's not so much because I believe that red meat is inherently bad for you. It's more so because I just want to, like, get a variety of nutrients, I guess. Mm-hmm. No, that's like been a topic like debated till the end of time. Whether like fatty things are bad for you, like red meat or like whole eggs. You had chicken for dinner. Oh, how was it prepared? Consider red meat an occasional treat. I haven't had a steak in a while. I'm embarrassed to say, guys, that I don't cook steak at home because I'm not good at it. The one time I bought a cast iron pan to try and make steak the first time, and I got like a really high heat oil, or at least that's what I thought. And so from what I understood, I was like, okay, I need to get the pan like really freaking hot, right? And so I let my cast iron pan sit on the stovetop for a while, and you might see where this is going. So, and I'm like, okay, it's ready now. So I pour the oil into the cast iron, and it instantly flames up. And my smoke detector goes off, and then my apartment gets all smoky, and then I have to like evacuate my own apartment, and people are like looking at me because my smoke detector is going off, and there's like smoke billowing out of my apartment. All because I burned some oil when trying to cook my own steak for the first time. And then like that's not even the worst part. I go back in like finally after the smoke is all gone, and there's just like, for one, hello Zaruka, hi Jump. For one, my pan is like coated in like the burnt oil, so that like sucked. But like there was like burnt ash like all over like the kitchen basically. Like in the area like immediately around and above my pan. And that was like actually, that took a bit of effort to get out of the walls. Yeah, so basically, I'm never gonna try to cook steak again. I didn't smother the pan. Oh. I will never ever try to cook a steak again. Well, can you? I mean, I'm sure you can cook a steak in a non-stick pan. It would probably just take a while, right? And it would not have a, would it probably not have the greatest crust, I imagine? Does anyone here recommend, or no, I know it's not recommended because like you need to cook steak on high heat and you're not supposed to use non-stick pans on high heat. I'm good, by the way, Jump. Thanks for asking. I hope you're good too. But yeah, like maybe next time I'll just try to cook steak on like a medium high heat. Just watch a tutorial on it. Oh, if only it were that simple. Well, at least I didn't ruin the steak. The silver lining to that story is that the expensive steak that I bought, I didn't get a chance to ruin because I'd already messed up before I even put the steak in the pan. So I ended up just taking the steak to my friend's house and he grilled it for me. I'm doing good, thank you. Honestly, I feel that I set my fire alarm off once trying to make pancakes. I don't know if I trust you with my meat in Minecraft. In the stove, not on the stove top. Yeah, you can do that too, I guess. I really want to try making like roast beef, or like roast beef, or like a any kind of roast. I would love to make a roast in the oven, but I don't trust myself. I really, really, really love the taste of like charcoal grilled meats. Unfortunately, like, because you know the smoky flavor, obviously. And my apartment complex has like a free grill that we're allowed to use, but unfortunately, it runs on propane. So I don't know if that really adds much flavor compared to just like, you know, cooking your food on the pan. That's what my dad does when it rains outside and we can't use our grill. And also, like, the apartments I live in, you're not allowed to, you can't have your own grill. It's not allowed. Although, to be fair, I've drilled a couple holes in the walls of my apartment complex, and technically that's like against my lease, but like they're never gonna know until like I move out. And I'm sure they won't charge me that much money for like a hole or two, right? Like, right? Like, there's no way, because I will have to like pay for whatever damages I did into the apartment, you know, when I leave. But, you know, how much can a hole in the wall cost? Like a hole the size of a drill bit. Surely they won't charge me that much. Maybe if I'm lucky, I can sort of hide them so they don't even notice. You could easily cover it with that wall plaster stuff people use if you don't ever want to deal with it. I could probably get my friend to do like a shitty like drywall job or something the day before I move out, or we'll have to see. Oh, what is this? Oh, speak of the devil, I got a message on Facebook Marketplace. Oh no. Okay, I have to like get back to this guy. He texted me during stream. Oh, wait, I should just put my phone on do not disturb. What am I thinking? Let me put my phone on there you go. Do not disturb. Hopefully I don't forget about that. There have been times where I put my phone on silent and I completely forgot about it, and I miss like actually important calls. So guys, I am a very forgetful person. Like, I want you all to know that. Like, I'm the type of person that like I'll leave like my phone or my wallet in the house before I leave, and then I have to like walk back and get it when I realize it. And everyone does that, like, every now and then, but like I do that like much more often than most people. Or like oftentimes I'll misplace something like my phone, and I'll just have a mental breakdown because I can't find it. I am like a super forgetful person when it comes to like the simple short-term memory things that are supposed to be like more subconscious, I guess. That's to say, like, the things that for a lot of people comes naturally and is second nature, I have to make an active effort to do. Felt fact, I do not know how to ride a bike, and I really wouldn't say I know how to swim either. Not really. And I can't whistle. So yeah, those are, well, I feel like the first two things, like, your parents usually teach you, right? But my parents did not teach me that stuff. And like, I stayed at home most of my childhood, so like I never really had an opportunity to ever like care about learning to ride a bike or learn how to swim anyways. Everything goes into the subconscious, never consciously. Don't worry, boss. I do not know how to swim. Do foxes usually know how to swim? Don't worry about, I drive a tank. We all got limitations. You can't drive a tank. Wow. That makes me feel a lot better, Pixel. Not. Gee, thanks. That made me feel nothing. I feel nothing because of that. Okay. Actually, my voice isn't cracking as much as it was last night. Or at least I don't think it is. So maybe today we can go for 2 hours. Okay, we also started a little bit earlier than normal. So maybe we'll go for 2 hours. I was trying to like, I have this one. Is this ASMR? Is this? I don't know. I don't call it ASMR. Whenever people ask me, I'm like, no, it's just, I just like sit there and I talk a little quietly, I guess. I don't know if I would consider it ASMR. Yes. Definitely not in the tags. I think I have it's a very loose definition of ASMR. All that matters is you enjoy the show, right? Who cares if we're textbook ASMR. It'll certainly be more ASMR-y when I get my 3DO in the mail. Oh, okay, so I have a friend that like she's currently unemployed. And right now she lives on her own, and like she's running out of savings, and her parents, she doesn't want to move back in with her parents, but like she's like been stressing out a lot lately about like basically going homeless. And like she's like apparently been like trying really hard to get a job, and she hasn't like had any luck. I think like what would you guys do if you were in that situation? Like I've said, if I was ever in that situation, I would rather join the military than live with my parents again, because I just don't like them. And I guess I would also consider going back to college. Like, if for some reason my field just like overnight turned into garbage, but this other field like, didn't, like, how do I put this? If tomorrow my field died, I guess I'd go back to college and learn to be like a nurse or something. I don't know. I would consider jobs I don't like to start first and work until I can find the job I like. Yeah, I was gonna say I'd do absolutely anything to find another way to live and not go back to my parents. Like, obviously it depends on your relationship with your parents, but for me, I do not like them. Like, whatever money I would save financially by living with my parents, I would lose in like therapy I would need to have later. It'd be a net loss in the long term. I also think like a lot of people are kind of afraid to I think when you graduate college, you kind of just, you can't you can't be picky at all, like about where you work, especially if you didn't really do any internships in college. By the way, if you're in college, if you, like, my number one advice is do an internship, preferably multiple. Like, get a little bit of job experience while you're in college, and that'll put you, like, even if you have one internship, that'll put you so far ahead of so many people. Hi, something I don't know. Hello. Do an internship. Like, an internship is even more important than your grades up to a certain point. Like, as long as you're not failing out of college, it's even more important. Like, it is arguably the most important thing you can do for yourself while in college. Do an internship. You're in the forest right now? Whoa. The craziest place someone that has watched my stream, supposedly, if he wasn't lying to me, and Bostic watched my stream on top of a mountain. Supposedly. I mean, I have no reason to believe him to lie. Maybe we'll do like a challenge, or like whoever posts the most insane picture that's real of them watching my stream in some crazy situation wins some kind of prize. Like, obviously don't do anything dangerous. You dislocated your knee? Oh my god, I'm sorry to hear that. Did you put it back in place, or how's that going? Are you like, you're safe though, right? You're not like stranded in the middle of a forest with an injury, are you? Okay, cool. I'd be definitely afraid to go into the forest alone. Like, not because like I think I'd get murdered. It's because I would almost definitely get lost. Bottoms are the only ones who wear chokers, right? I think that's debatable. I don't really wanna entertain that question though. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so like, she's like in a really tough spot right now, but also, like, when you graduate college, like, a lot of people obviously would probably like to stay in their hometown, but like, you don't have that luxury. Like, you should be applying to jobs all over the country, basically, and like, you just accept whatever you get, even if that means you have to move very far away from home, unless like you have some, like, circumstances that prevent you from doing that. Like, for the most part, you really need to be open to like relocating when you graduate college. Depending on where you live, obviously, but like, if you don't live in a big city, then like your career options are extremely limited if you want to keep it local, right? Honors. I know most won't like it, but applying the jobs you don't like needs to be an option. I guess that's also true. Well, also, I kind of feel bad for anyone that, like, a lot of people obviously, like, they get a degree in college and they don't even end up using it. That is like the worst case scenario. Or like, you get like a degree in whatever, and then you just end up working at Starbucks, or something like that. Ideally, you didn't go to college and like completely waste all your time there, right? But like that's the case for like so many people. Like, well, also like depending, like if you just go to like a regular like state university, then obviously like you know it's a lot easier to get into that kind of college than it is to get a job. So really, that's to say that like all the way up until you graduate college, your life is like pretty predictable, right? It's not until you graduate and need to find a job that like you're kind of like actually on your own. I mean, that makes sense though, because the dynamic changes. Like, you're no longer paying someone for something, you're expecting someone to pay you for something, right? Mm-hmm. The problem with the degree is if it's too great, like a bachelor's degree, you've only locked yourself into that certain career. Yeah, I think that's true too. I think it's important not to like, well, I tell people ideally you want a job that's like somewhere in between, like at the intersection of your interest, your natural talent, and like career outlook, right? And unfortunately, there's actually not a lot of jobs that fit those three. Most of the time, you have to settle for only two of those. Like, maybe you'll get a job that is like a good job and it pays well, but you hate it, or a job you don't hate but it doesn't pay that well. It's usually like one of those two. I don't really mind what I do, but like I definitely could see myself being a lot happier doing something else. But like, I'm good at what I do, I think, or at least I managed to convince some people that I am. So, like, I'm grateful that I managed to like reach a skill level, or like I can like be a bit pickier about the jobs I work. It is surprisingly difficult to learn a skill that people actually will pay you for. I mean, it depends on what the person is applying to and matters what they're finding. I wouldn't know what to be looking for, but saying you apply everywhere is a bit misleading because it doesn't add enough information. Yeah, I think in general, okay, I don't want to sound dismissive, but I'm of the opinion that if you really, really, really want something, then you like after some amount of time you haven't achieved it, like either you're lying to yourself and you don't actually want it as bad as you're saying you are, like your whole heart is not into this task, or you're seriously misguided and you need some coaching. So the most common example is when someone tells me they can't get a job, I kind of like raise one eyebrow. I'm like, have you really been have you really been trying your best? Like, if you're unemployed and you need to find a job, then you should basically be doing things that contribute to your job search as if it was a full-time job. So like you need to treat like looking for a job as a job. So that means like 8 hours a day you should be like doing something that's going to help you get a job. Like, a lot of people like to say they like have applied everywhere, but it's like cope. It's like, no, maybe it's more like I applied to like the 3 or 4 places at the job that I wanted, and they're all near me, but I didn't get them. I'm not saying that like people should like resort to like degrading jobs, but like, I don't know. I just very, very what's the word? Very, very skeptical when someone tells me they have tried everything. I obviously like your talent matters a lot, but like your determination and your effort like easily trumps that, tenfold. So, mm that being said, I did meet a lot of people in college that um that like they were hard workers, but they were seriously misguided, which is a shame. Like that's kind of the disadvantage of going to a bad school, is like obviously you can only know as much as like the professors, and like you hope your guidance counselor kind of knows what they're talking about. But like at my school, that was not the case. Um, I I had to like basically like take a lot of things into my own hands because I just did not trust like the support systems to like make the right decision for me. Like in that sense, I've been like really independent most of my life. I mean, that's just like another important skill to have, right? Like, it's really important never ever to just blindly accept what anyone tells you. Um, I think there are some things you can't learn by like searching on the internet. Like some things are just more intuitive than that. But like for the most part, if you had to rely on only the internet for like all of your like decisions in life, you would almost certainly turn out better than the average person. I'm really confident in saying that. Mm-hmm. Num num num. Anyways, yeah, but my friend is like kind of she's having a hard time finding a job, and I think she's considering going back to school? Question mark? I don't remember. I would not want to go back to college. Oh dear God, I would never go. Like paying money versus earning money, like is it's no contest. And I didn't like dislike my college experience, but I also didn't like it either. So, you know, I definitely prefer adult life, like working adult life, to anything else. Mm-hmm. Mm, I don't know. But I also think like a lot of people have like, what's the word? Antiqua, antiquated, antiquated. Is it antiquated? Yeah. I feel like kind of going back to what I was saying about people being misguided. Like, it is alarming, like how misguided people are, and like how antiquated their um like methods are. When we live in an era of like extreme information, right? Like good advice for the most part is literally like at your fingertips, and yet people like still like suffer from like the most simple misguidance. I can get a job very easily though, so not a big a deal to me because of my experience in the field, my qualifications, I can work almost anywhere in the field. Yeah, I'm a bit lucky. I graduated like when the job market was like on the up and up. I mean, literally right after I got my job, the job market like went to shit and everyone started getting laid off. I got really lucky. And the job market is obviously a lot worse now, but by then I already had some years of experience under my belt. I don't know. Yeah, I would like, hello Rex, hello. Yeah, that being said, also don't life is too short to work a job that you hate. Like, and when I mean hate, I mean like it like wears on you. Like you dread it. You don't want to work at a job that is actively destroying your mental health. So like it's debatable whether that is preferable to homelessness. I guess for most people, like they would think it is. I don't know. I also think like in certain parts of the US, you can get by just working like 40 hours, like at a regular store job. If you're lucky to get that many hours anyway, but like obviously there's some parts of the US that where your dollar goes a lot further, like I knew a guy that like, he had like roommates and stuff, but like I know several people that really don't make that much money at all, but like they're fine because like where we live is so cheap. So kind of like along the same lines as I was saying earlier, where you can't really be picky about, if you get a job in like, the middle of nowhere, you should probably still take it. Moving somewhere that's just objectively cheaper to live is also not a bad idea either. Like I think a lot of younger people like really romanticize the idea of like living in like LA or Austin or New York City. And like don't get me wrong, like those places are cool because like there's a lot of people and there's a bunch of stuff to do. But then like they don't have the income to support that kind of lifestyle. Like you put it like that, like living in those big cities is a luxury, not a privilege. Or no, it's a privilege and a luxury, not like a that's to say, like if I was struggling to make ends meet in New York City, I wouldn't start ranting about how like that like the job market sucks, or like that like that like the economy isn't taking care of us or whatever. Because you have to take a step back and be like, well, you do live in one of the most important, one of the most expensive places in the entire world. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? Like, again, that's not to say that every person that's unemployed is like being too picky, but I'm sure a lot of them are. Like the reality of the situation is usually for your first job, you're gonna have to like, make some sacrifices. Thank you, John. Thanks for hanging out. I hope to see you soon. Yeah, like I have one friend that like moved to Oklahoma, and like you're like Oklahoma, like who moves to Oklahoma? But like it was so he could like work his first job. Like, and when he looks for another job with his experience, he'll have a lot more flexibility. Hello, Azriel. Oh, wait, I wonder if you got the last. Oh wait, no, never mind. Unfortunately, all the founders badges have already been claimed. I was having this thought the other day because another streamer was talking about it, but I don't, even if like some of my founders are completely inactive, I don't think I would take their founders badge away. Like to me, that kind of defeats the purpose. Like I like Twitch's idea that the founders are the first 10 subs. Thank you for the follow, Kubi. And like, even if they just stop watching me, I don't think like that should be taken away from them, because then it's like, well, what does it truly mean if you can just strip it away from someone at any time, is the way I view it. Personally. Oh my god, there's so many people streaming tonight. There's so many people streaming. I have so many oompies. I gotta figure out when to raid later. So many oompies. Thank you for the headpads. Um. Yeah, but that's to say, guys. If you have a job and you're gainfully employed, it sounds kind of stupid to say, because like, if you think about it, like a job is a mutual agreement. I don't really like it when people say like a job is like a privilege, because that's kind of dumb. Like you're choosing to work for the employer and they're choosing to pay you. So I don't want to like romanticize working. I don't think working is inherently noble or anything. But what I do think is noble is, I wouldn't say noble, but what is respectable is being able to support yourself, regardless of what you have to do that. So yeah. Mm-hmm. It's never a choice unless there's no laws that help the worker, I guess. Although it's a bit different here in the U.S., where most employees are hired at will, so they can be fired at any time for any reason. Unlike like in Europe, where that's a lot more difficult. Nom, 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 nom. My field doesn't really have unions, but I can also understand why. Like my field is very I think it pays too well to have unions. I do know a place that would almost guarantee hire you and pays 34 an hour. Well, that's good. That's always good to have like in the back of your pocket in case you need it, Oh, I forgot. I guess like I'm very fortunate that I have some like, I have some close family and some close friends. So like, even if I were to go homeless, I'm sure some of them would let me stay with them for a while, as long as they thought I wasn't bumming off of them, which I wouldn't. Yeah, I think I have a pretty good support system that I'm grateful for. But hopefully I never actually have to ask them to sleep on their couch or something like that. God forbid. God forbid. Can I sleep on your couch? No. 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 It's not that comfy anyways. I have a really small couch. Like, I'm not that tall and my feet hang over like the bottom of it. I got like a really short couch for some reason. Well, it's because I ordered it online instead of getting one in person, which was my first mistake. And that was like, never buy your furniture online, guys, if you can help it. Furniture is one of those things that's best bought in person, I think. Leave time for me, I'm home with horse. Okay, thanks for hanging out. Something I don't know. Appreciate the company. See you next time. Have a good night. Got a Temu couch. I got it from Wayfair. I don't know if you guys know, like Wayfair is where you go to buy cheap, shitty furniture. But you also have to remember, right? This is like my first apartment ever, so like I wasn't exactly concerned about getting expensive furniture. Like, I don't even use the couch that often. Oh, thank you for that. Like, I only bought the furniture just to like make my apartment feel more like a home. But like, if I was being like really minimalistic, I would literally have no furniture outside of my bedroom. Like the living room would just feel like an empty space. You sleep on the couch? No one here can sleep on my couch. Okay, I'm sorry. The couch is not open to my chat. I would only let like my closest friends sleep on my couch. No furniture. Yeah. I mean, people have even though I have some, people have told me that like they think I need more like, no, you can't sleep on my floor either. People have told me that they feel like my apartment kind of like lacks like furniture in the sense that it doesn't feel very homey. Like I don't have any paintings or anything on the walls. Like 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 I only have the bare essentials. Like I don't have any decor. That's the word I'm looking for. I don't have any decor items. You know, my feng shui is pretty bad. Mm-hmm. Feng shui pretty bad. Well, maybe, I don't know. I just, like, right now, as like a single guy living alone, I don't ever, like, you would only ever buy expensive furniture when you get a house, right? Like, who buys expensive furniture when they live in an apartment? It's kind of just like a waste. Unless, like, and I don't want to, like, I'm hoping when I move out, I'm just gonna throw. I'm either gonna give away all the furniture, and whatever people don't want, I'm gonna throw it away. Like, like that's the benefit of having cheap furniture, right? Like you don't have to bring it with you, because like that's the one thing I'm not looking forward to when I move. Like having to like transfer everything over. That seems like such a headache. Oh my god. Mm-hmm. Yeah, single. Unfortunately. Mm-hmm. I was thinking about getting a house for a little bit, but then I was like, yeah, no, never mind. I think I think I'm gonna live in an apartment for like at least the next 5 more years. At least. Like I still, well, yeah, I really don't see myself getting a house anytime soon. Because I still want the flexibility to be able to like move wherever I want. I spy with my little eye of fox. Oh, your vision is not uh not your vision is correct. That was not elegant at all. Hello. Okay, Kiki? Can I just call you Kiki? That works. Okay, I was kind of like I was kind of scared I was mispronouncing that. I'm glad I was not. Mm-hmm. Fortunately, like I have a few friends that are, well, one of my closest friends is really like unemployed right now, but it has a lot of savings. I think he made responsible decisions in his life. Like I'm sure he'll find another job before he runs out of money. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think like the sad truth is like if you want to succeed at life, you have to be above average. And depending on what the thing is, that could be incredibly difficult. Like, 'cause, like obviously, like people as time goes by are only becoming more and more capable, right? Like we're learning more, we know more. It's only gonna get more competitive. Competitive. Um, like I'll give you an example. Like, I take that back. Not only do you have to be like above average, you have to be like significantly above average. And that doesn't mean you have to like work really hard. Like I only say that because the quote unquote average for most things is actually mediocre. to in the eyes of anyone that like has decent standards. Like I don't know, let's think. What's something I can think about? Average. If we think about averages, what's something that's reasonable? Let's look up average college GPA. Average college GPA. Oh wow, that's actually higher than I thought. The average college GPA is approximately 3.15. Okay, maybe it might be a little bit harder to be better than average than I thought. Like that, anyways. Like, regardless of if it's easy or hard, you have to be willing to put in the work to be like good at what you do, right? And a lot of people aren't willing to do that. Like they settle for mediocrity, and then they're surprised when they can't like find anything. I mean, when you set a routine on what you do, things that don't cost a lot living become easier because it does. But it does. Consider you the same. Your fish will be created even when it gets bigger, because one day it will get smaller, and you'll be ready when it gets smaller. Oh, you mean like lifestyle creep? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm sure a lot of people would probably go homeless before they decide to get roommates or something like that. I bet. Yeah, stuff like that. I do kind of have some survivorship bias though, to be fair, guys. Like, obviously, like I'm doing okay. So it's easy for me to sit here and tell you guys that like you can do it if you put your mind to it. But I do think that to be true, I think that's true as long as you live in a well-developed country. Barring that and or an extremely traumatizing childhood, I think like most people have the capability to at least have a stable life. In my opinion. I always use the fishbowl metaphor to help me with living in my home for sure. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't think I've talked about this on stream before, but I live for the most part a fairly frugal life. The only thing I would say that I partake in that maybe is above my I don't necessarily need it is I live in arguably the most expensive apartment complex in the city. I could definitely save money if I lived in a crappier apartment. But I like I like where I live, so yeah, but other than that, everything else is pretty well. I have Walmart Plus. I pay the whatever is, I think it's $100 a year for Walmart Plus to get my groceries delivered. That is definitely one of the more privileged things I do. I can that is something I can definitely not pay for and just go grocery shopping myself. Yeah. But other than that, pretty frugal, I like to think. I don't think my diet is frugal, but I think usually if you're trying to save money when buying food, you're gonna not be able to get all the nutrition you need. So I think how much I spend on food is pretty reasonable, considering I try to focus on nutrition. I think. It's for a year, that's a pretty good percentage. What am I considering it for the next years? Oh, and yeah, that's another thing that nobody, it is alarming how many people don't have savings or an emergency fund to begin with. I know people that just as soon as they get their paycheck, they spend it because they need to chase the next they need to consume, you know, they need to buy the next shiny thing, they need to consume. My throat's getting a little dry. I'm not gonna lie, guys. My throat is getting a little parched. Consumer lifestyle is a bad practice. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm guilty of it a little bit, or a lot. Like, I wouldn't say like I'm the most, like, you know. I think I buy things within reason for the most part. Like, most of the things I buy, or at least most of the expensive things I buy, it's because I plan to use them for a long time. That's not the case for everything I own, but, like, you know, for most things I buy, it's true. Oh god, yes, I remember, like, there was this one, probably like the lowest I've been financially is like, okay, so I really don't like my parents, right? And so my college, over Christmas winter break, they would let you like stay in the dorms for free. But like the problem with the only challenge of that is like all of it, like, you know, the cafeteria was closed, obviously. So like everything was paid for. Like, you know, you get free electricity, free water. You just had to find a way to feed yourself over the break. I kid you not, every Christmas break, instead of going back home, I would just stay in my dorm over the break. And I remember one time, during one particular break, I ran out of money. And I went like 3 or 4 days without eating. And that was like the lowest I've been. But even then, that's like nothing compared to a lot of people. I think that also goes to show you guys like how much I don't like my parents. Like, I would literally rather starve than like have to go like through the mental torture that's living with my parents. You could always find yourself telling yourself it's fasting. You know, I haven't looked much into fasting, but I wonder like what the actual benefits are. Yeah. I wonder if there's any like spiritual experiences. That's probably a bit over the top. I'm curious, like, let me ask ChatGPT, if I had to pick the major in college, which would be the most safe, I guess, for making sure I get a job? I imagine it's gonna say nursing. Oh yeah, it did say nursing. And accounting, oh my god. Ironically, the two most stable fields are also the ones that like I know like people are probably the most miserable in. Accounting is like the definition. Like, when you think office job, you think accounting, no? Accounting is the definition of an office job. Like, I imagine it is like not very fun. I mean, I know at least one person, or I know 2 people that are accountants, and one of them hates their job. The other one, I think, like, doesn't mind it. Nursing also doesn't seem very glamorous. Like, I know someone that's a nurse, and literally her schedule every week can be different. it usually isn't, but like on like, you know, all her boss has to do is like put the word out, and like her schedule's different the next week. Like I couldn't imagine like living such like an inconsistent lifestyle like that. So that also doesn't sound very appealing. I mean, if I had to choose between those two, I'd probably like accounting is not like, well, thank you for the follow, love Valkyrie. Accounting isn't, I wouldn't say it's like similar to what I do, but like it's like not the furthest thing ever, you know, at least not so much like nursing is. So yeah, I could see myself going back to school to be an accountant if I had to. Hello. It comes to an interview when they ask, "Are you okay with inconsistencies?" Yeah, I imagine like I would hope if you interview to be a nurse, they like let you know ahead of time, like, oh yeah, like this job is like not, you know, it's not the most like stable in terms of your schedule. How are you doing tonight? Hello, 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 love Valkyrie. Hello, hello. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, a lot of the jobs that pay really well also tend to like not have the best job security, which is why they pay really well. Just got off of work not too long ago. Oh, how was work? How was work? I guess it was like, were you productive? I hope, hopefully it wasn't that draining. I have a stethoscope. Does that make you a nurse? Oh, I don't know. It's that simple. I don't know if it's that simple. It was good. It's a new job. So you're doing paid training. Oh, that's cool. I actually started a new job myself like a month ago. New job, gang. The uniforms are so stylish, you love it. I'm happy that you could find a new job in a time when people are struggling to find a job. I have leathers, doctors. Does that make me a doctor? Guys, what is the cheat code? I think I like obviously I think I really hate like the shortcut culture of like of modern like society. Like everyone is always looking for a shortcut when like really there's no replacement for hard work. But what, like, if we have to take a step back, what career field offers you like the best career in exchange for the least amount of training? I wonder. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to tell me the shortcut in life. I am hydrating a little bit. Hi, gal. The shortcut in life that has the best ratio. Oh, thank you for the advance. Oh, sorry. I usually do a little cute, you know. I kind of miss that. I usually like kind of like, you know, put my ears down when I get head pad. It of training or of requirements to pay. I don't want to go to school for that long. Oh wait, you can be a nurse in 2 years? I thought you had to do 4. Okay, like I think trades are cool and all, but I think people I don't know anything about trades, but I imagine at least in the current like now they're a bit overrated. like I imagine it's a bit harder to become like a craftsman than it used to be. And like there is something to be said about like the wear it puts on your body, right? You need a new AI whole. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, you mean ChatGPT? Okay, so apparently the number one thing is registered nurse, and one of them that's interesting is air traffic controller, radiation therapist, dental hygienist. Dental hygienist might be like good if it only takes you 2 years to learn how to do. Honestly, I'm getting my customer service years in to be a flight attendant. Oh, I don't really like school. It's hard for me to learn if it's not hands-on. I understand. Me personally, I think I'm not charismatic enough or patient enough to like work in customer service positions. Like, I can be kind of awkward in person. I would not make a good flight attendant. But also, I can't imagine, I hate traveling. I cannot imagine spending the entire day literally flying around. That sounds so exhausting. I felt awkward who was talking right now. Well, in theory, there are jobs you do a fair bit of training, but but you're basically being paid to remain on standby, even if stuff really happens. I feel like that's a rarity though. Not for everyone, but I love people and I've been told I have a good smile. Oh. Really? Especially on busy days. I think like I have a couple of friends that were in the reserves, and all they have to do is go to training. Like, I don't even know if it's once a month, but like other than that, like that's one of those things I think of when you say that, gal. Or I guess you could also be like a firefighter. My friend was a firefighter, and he told me like most of the time they just like will sit around the fire station and do nothing. So I don't know. I don't like, even if, well, if you told me I could do absolutely nothing and make half of what I do now, I think most people would say yes, but for me that would be a hard decision to make. Cause like, well, for one, I don't know if I would want a job where you like it, where it's kind of like too easy in the sense. Like, I think it's important to feel challenged at your work. Yeah, I think that's all I can say about that. The new job, I'm a hostess at this high-end restaurant. Whoa. Wait, if you're a hostess at a high-end restaurant, wait, a hostess. Do hostesses get tipped? They don't, do they? I assume like at this restaurant, are the tips like spread across everybody? Or do only like the waiters and waitresses get tips? Isn't like being a waiter at a high-end restaurant, I think that would like, that is the answer, guys. That's the answer. That's like the best value of like training to money you can find. Just be a bartender or a waiter or a waitress at like a high-end restaurant, and like you don't even really have to learn how to do anything, and you'll just make a crap ton of money from tips. Although I imagine the high-end restaurants are a bit more picky about who they'll hire. And be heavy into people and patients. Oh, that's a good point too. Security guards all are definitely like, in most security guards, like if something actually happens, like from what I understand, like they're supposed to just call the police or something. Like a lot of the security guards at places don't actually like do anything other than look menacing. They actually don't have any responsibility to actually stop anything. You want to wake your way up to being a server. But with any education, what's in demand can make the real difference between making a little and making a lot in an area. Yeah. I don't really know what's in demand these days. You say about picky picking, sometimes they're unaware too of who is working for them. Oh, picky pickings, what? Who is working what? What are we talking about? I'm like lost by this phrase. Picky pickings. Yeah, at mine, they want to be a server. They want me to be a server, but I don't have much experience. They're placing me as a host for the beginning. I think that's kind of like. Oh, thank you for the follow, White Crow's Nest. Isn't that like the standard progression when you work in a restaurant? At least I have a friend that's a hostess, and she became a waitress after a while. And we're talking about high up managers working picking certain workers. Oh, I see. I now understand. Yeah, I think that might be the secret, but I don't know. A job like a bartender or a waitress, like those kinds of jobs, I feel like you can get by on those kinds of jobs, but you're not really gonna I don't know if you'll be able to get a house or save for retirement, you'll just be getting by, I think. So not ideal, I think. I've learned you are forgetful. Okay. I think so, but then once being a hostess is quite fun. I know it's gonna get hectic though. I mean, hopefully you make friends with your coworkers and a lot of the customers. If most of the people you see you like anyways, and I imagine it's a lot easier. Training to be a dispatcher, not a long course sitting around having you make out these coordinate movements of trucks and vehicles. Oh, that's interesting. You could do that from home, technically. It's interesting. I was actually trying to convince Boo to apply for the work from home customer service call center jobs, or not call center, but you know what I mean, where you do customer service from home and they give you the little crappy mic. I would not want to become a 911 dispatcher. I'd be too scared of what I might hear. I hope my coworkers and I get along too. It's a little interesting being the only alternative person in a Texas Lux restaurant. Oh, I'm not very publicly alt, so I can't relate to that. But my best wishes. I will say though, the area I live in is also very not diverse. It's kind of ironic to me. If you're forgetful and you remember that you're forgetful, how do you remember that you're forgetful? I don't know. I mean, some things are just there are some things you just know, right? Some things are so ingrained in your being that you can't possibly ever forget them. And one of those is that I know I'm a forgetful person. I guess. Oh my god. Wait, what happened? I don't almost like my name. Oh. I don't think I'm that alternative when I'm in uniform, but I do my eyeliner a certain way and have a slit eyebrow, so sometimes I feel a bit out of place. Oh, a slit eyebrow. Yeah, that's pretty rare actually. I don't see that very often. Yeah, I don't think I can't even recall the last time I saw someone with a slit eyebrow. Well, I'm not the type of person to get like tattoos or piercings personally. I don't find them that appealing. Oh, nose piercing, like a pierced septum. Pierced septum is like really popular. Surprisingly common, even where I live. Um. I'm typing too fast for yourself. More like a ring or maybe a cute little stud. Okay, I don't mean to like be like a weirdo or anything, but I think like okay, of all the like the piercings that I think are attractive on someone, like most of them I don't really think are that attractive. I think earrings can be attractive, but most times they're not. But I think like the one piercing that I do think is attractive universally is the little like belly button piercing that a lot of people like to get. I think that is like I don't know how to describe it, but I find that very appealing. Pretty much every other piercing though, I can't really say I'm a fan of. I know someone who made 29K for it was essentially a cumulative day or less of reading. What? What is this secret job? Are they hiring? Are you talking to me? I mean, I think it also ear piercings are a little different because it also depends on like what they wear on their ears. I'm not a big fan of like the more extravagant and bigger like earrings. Like I think like the smaller ones that like just barely cover up the like the little hole itself are like more cute. Yeah, I think that's about it though. You like belly piercings though? Yeah. Well, I think it kind of just like I don't know how to describe it. I feel like the belly piercing like actually like okay, it's because like I think like on the human body for most people the belly button is kind of ugly. So like the belly piercing kind of like hides it, right? If you think about it like that. So it's not necessarily like the piercing itself, it's like what it accomplishes, I guess. You know, I guess. That makes sense. I love elegant earrings. I have a pair of J Lo's earrings that you adore. Oh. I need to get more accessories. I don't have anything. I have no necklaces. I don't have any watches. Like the least I can do is like buy a watch or two. Oh. And I feel like whenever I go out, I know I'm just so naked. I'm trying to find like a stylish watch that's like fairly priced. Like I don't want to get a cheap watch, but I want to get like I do want to have a watch that like is kind of pricey. Like I want a watch that like if people see it in public, they'll know the brand. That doesn't necessarily mean it has to be like a Rolex or something. You just did careful research on what assets to invest in. Oh well, that's a bit different, That's really not a good analogy to a job. Investing is not a good analogy to a job because it's not guaranteed. No, I don't have any piercings or any tattoos personally. I don't think they would look great on myself. Well, I don't think I would tattoos. I don't think it will look good on me. Maybe. I've considered before getting like one ear pierced, but I'm afraid of how much pain it would be. It's not like you expect this 1K to become 29K though. Whoa. The honors. The only tattoo I want is a pair of inky like butterfly wings on your back. I want them to be very intricate. Big yawn, yawners. Any yawners in the chat? Yeah, if I were to get the tattoo, it'd have to be something like really abstract, like something where people would be like, "Hey, what does that mean?" You know? You're slowly passing out. I'm probably gonna end stream in 10 minutes. Like once we hit the 2-hour mark, I think I'm gonna end stream, guys. And I could go for longer, but I know. There's like a good balance. I don't want to like sit here and try to talk for too long, or like I need to leave. Like I need to have things to talk about tomorrow. Oh, thank you for the follow, Olivia Fell. Fell. If you swap out one letter, it becomes fell. Sorry, I had to say that. Yawners. When on the topic of effort versus payoff, it seems a winning play is to put your savings to use. No, that is true. I agree with that. Like, let your money work for you. I just started streaming for funsies, and once it's 2 hours, I'm already gone. Yeah, I mean, I used to stream a lot longer when I played video games, but ever since I kind of like stopped playing video games and started doing more ASMR and just talked, it's a lot harder for me to just, like, I don't have as much energy. I mean, we are not close friends after all. I see you, I do leave. Is this bait, Dr. Fuji? What do you expect me to say? Am I supposed to say, no, it's not like that. I like you guys so much. I don't want to go. Is that what you want to hear? Is that it? Huh? Is that what you want me to say? No, please don't leave me. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? Unfortunately, that kind of bait will not work on me. Easier said than done, of course. Technically, put less effort than any training course, but the structure of the class job is very important to people. Video games is a lot easier because you get so immersed. Yeah, I agree. I just feel like I've kind of burnt out. Like, I think the only way I can find pleasure in gaming again, at least alone, is I need to take like a really long break from it. Yeah, let me think. If I had to get a tattoo, I've always thought, like, this is gonna sound so like I don't think you guys would expect this, but I always thought, like, okay, imagine that I'm super ripped. I always thought like this like full dragon going across my back would look like really cool, like almost like Yakuza style. It wouldn't fit me at all, but I think that would look cool. If I had to get one. Investing lacks that structure, so it's been difficult to get it done despite the potential. That's a pretty tattoo idea. Felt buffalo run. I've been going to the gym, I've been going to the gym lately. I can I can look pretty lean, but I will say I'm not like a huge guy. Like, I'm very much not like, I look fit, but I don't look like ripped, I look like someone that like works out, but not someone that like has been working out for 3 years, Actually, no, thank you for the headphones. I think most people, like, at some point, like, if you get too ripped, it starts to look kind of nasty. Like, at some point you can have too much muscle and it doesn't look as aesthetic. There's a fine like balance that I think most people find attractive. And that is basically what I'm going for by going to the gym. Oh god, I'm making good progress, guys. Like, I mean, okay, I'm getting a little weaker. Oh, I'm getting a little weaker, but I've been like losing a lot of weight recently. So things have been going well. I think I might be losing weight a little bit too fast. It might not be healthy how fast I'm losing weight. But who cares about that? Who cares about health? We need to look hot. Who cares about health if we can be hot? You know? Hi, Bitter Ashes. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm about to end the stream. I'm sorry. I'm about to end the stream. I've been going back to the gym too. It's so hard getting back to it. Yeah, it is. I mean, especially like after you haven't gone in a while, like your body isn't conditioned. Like the first few times I went to the gym, I kid you not, I was so out of shape. Like in the first week of going to the gym, I would get in my car and I would already start feeling nauseous. Like no joke. I would sit down in my car and before I've even like turned my car on, I start feeling nauseous. Notice me, Nichan. Hi. Hello. But like yeah, once you get conditioning, you know, it's a lot easier when you're when like, you know, you're not like super nauseous. So it definitely takes a little bit for your cardio to like catch up. You just get nervous going to a public gym. I mean, I know a lot of people like that. I think it's something like anything else. When you start doing it, you kind of like, you know, my friend said it best. Like when you go to a gym, like you leave your ego at the door. I have one friend that refuses to go to a certain gym because like there's so many ripped people there that it makes him feel insecure. And like that is like, you know, I think that's kind of silly. If anything, like if you're out of shape and like you go to one of those gyms and they see you're putting in like real effort, they'll respect you. And like they'll probably even give you advice. I said, me drunk, can you do an uwu? I'm sorry to hear that. I only do those for, if you look in my redeems, you can actually redeem that. But you need to watch for a while. It's not cheap. So, technically that's possible on this channel, but it takes a while to gain that many points. FYI. Use your body weight? Yeah, I mean, I think that you can definitely like get a good workout with your body weight. I mean, just look at the people that go to prison. Like, you know, they come out of prison jacked. So, you know, impossible. Like, I was 130 kg, now I'm 80. Oh my god. Oh my, you lost. That's insane. You lost 50 kilograms? Over how long? Like, over like how long of a time period? That's ridiculous. Oh, a year? I can see that. The most weight I've ever lost is, I guess technically like 50 pounds. Like 50 or 60 pounds. But like I actually, back when I lost that much weight, I actually was like losing too much weight. Like I actually was like I went from being overweight to underweight. So there's a fine balance there. I mean, the gym I go to is more of a, it's a bit pricier and it's a bit smaller, so there's not as many people there. I think it's like a good balance. Like it's not too deserted, or it's not, sorry, too packed. You're gonna head to bed now? Okay. I'm probably about to end stream anyway. Thank you for hanging out, love, Valkyrie. Bye. Bye-bye. Good night. Good night, good night, good night. Yeah, but you know, the gym I go to, it's not too loud, but it's also not too quiet, if you catch my drift. I must leave too. Oh no, everyone's leaving. Everyone's leaving me. Okay, I guess I'm gonna end stream then before everyone leaves and I'm by myself. Okay, we're ending stream. I'm gonna end the stream now. The stream is being ended right now. I'm gonna do it. I'm ending the stream. I'm ending the stream. I'm ending the stream. Okay, we're gonna do the outro and then we're ending the stream. There is someone I want to raid. Oh, they're so big though. I'm kind of shy to raid big like streamers. No, we're gonna do it. Frig it. We're gonna do it. Love talking with me. Oh, thank you. I'm eternally grateful that for anyone that can stop by. Hello, FSRG. I'm sorry you caught the tail end of the stream. I'm literally about to end. But hi, maybe I'll probably be streaming tomorrow since I stream like almost every day. So, you know, anyone that just showed up, you can always catch me tomorrow. I don't even know what would I call you? Could I just call you CX? How would I address you? Oh. Huh. Hi. But yeah, no, thank you everyone that hung out. Thank you for the follow. Notice me, Nichan. I appreciate, as always, like, you know, the conversations. Like, it's a lot easier to do these streams when people are talking to me and I'm having a conversation instead of trying to like formulate an entire discussion by myself. So thank you so much, guys. Oh, I'm also super proud to announce that we broke the $100 mark for like our, you know, our donations to charity from this channel. So, you know, clap for that. That's super awesome. Okay, let us raid New Bun. She's a really cute ASMR tuber that doesn't do like weird stuff, or like at least it's a lot tamer than most streams. Alright, are we doing the outro? Have a good day, good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. 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 Do the outro.